Hey folks, today I'm going to show you my Among Us paper computer game. To my knowledge, the first Among Us paper computer game that's been made. Let's play a paper computer game. Alright folks, so here is my Among Us game. This is called Among Us Rise of the Observers. Now, this game, first of all, it's going to do some new things with Among Us. Second of all, this is going to tie in a little bit with Anstari's Among Us paper games. You are not imposter. You are not crewmate. You are something else. You are observer. Your name is IDOT. Your mission: expose the imposter if you can. So you're not an imposter. You're definitely not an imposter. Complete tasks, just like a regular crew member. Observe the crewmate's behavior. And plant your algorithm in 3 systems. This is the main goal. Completing tasks is good, but it's optional. Because for an observer to win the game, 2 things have to happen. 1, the crewmates have to win. The imposter can't win. If the imposter wins, the observer loses. And 2, the observer has to plant the algorithm in 3 systems in the ship. 3 specific systems. It has to be those 3. And this is you. So, in this game, you play as this guy. This is IDOT. He first appeared in Anstari's Among Us paper game, and he is just, he's wearing the dumb post-it note on his face. In that game, we didn't establish a color for him that I could see. It was all black and white. So here I'm coloring him green. And we are learning something new about IDOT, which we did not know before from the previous game. In the previous game, we found out he's not an imposter. What you're finding out in this game, he's not crewmate either. So there might be a little bit more to IDOT than we thought. Now, if Anstari does not want to consider this game canon, that's totally fine. You don't have to consider this for your game. Obviously, you can completely go in a different direction with IDOT if you keep making more games in your Among Us series. I just thought it was a cool character and wanted to do something with it, so I did. But yeah, Anstari's games are really pretty darn good, so anyone who's watching should check out his channel and check out his Among Us games, because this game definitely is taking a lot of inspiration from that. Okay, so the first screen is this one. You're running around. This is aboard the Skeld, and this is you. And in the first screen, the problem is that you're being followed by somebody. Somebody is following you around because, I don't know, maybe he's suspicious of you or whatever. Your goal in this screen is to lose him. You gotta lose him without drawing his suspicion. Like, if you run away, he'll think something is up. He might think you're the imposter. So you have to figure out how to lose him. And basically the way to do this is just to act dumb, look around like you're confused by things, so that's basically the puzzle. I mean, different players might approach this in a different way. One might say, okay, I'll run around back and forth to different passages, or, another one might try, I'll, chase my tail like a dog or something, Different players will approach this differently. Any of those approaches can work as long as it makes sense, as long as, to this guy, it would look stupid enough that he's like, all right, this guy's an idiot. He's probably not the imposter. I'm going to leave him alone. Yeah, so once you get him off your tail, and by the way, this corresponds to the first scene in Anstari's game where you're following IDOT, but this time we're playing as IDOT, so it's different. This is the second screen. We are outside security, and this is one of the 3 places where you as an observer have to plant your algorithm inside that computer. But there's a problem. Somebody is already in there, and it's Dan, who, if you know from Anstari's games, he is actually the imposter. Now, there's no evidence for you to call an emergency meeting or anything, so you can't, like, easily just out him as the imposter, but if you try and come in here while he's in here, he can just kill you, because he will just kill you. He's the imposter. He'll just... And observers are not immune to being killed by the imposter. So, you have to figure out another way to get around him. That's the puzzle of this. You can just go past, but he might even see you and follow. It really depends how the player plays this, how this scene is going to turn out. But yeah, that's the puzzle. You have to distract his attention somehow, get him out of the room. Then you have to get in the room, access the computer, and plant your algorithm without seeming suspicious. It's not too hard to do it without seeming suspicious, because you can actually, like, unlike an imposter, observers can actually complete tasks as if they're a crew member. So you can actually be completing your task, stick your little thumb drive in the computer, completing my task, you know? Like, and it'll be legitimately completed. So that's the puzzle on this screen. Then we have this screen. I actually drew this too big. This is like the equivalent of that screen in Anstarry's game where you come up behind IDOT and he's taking too long to pull the lever. Now we find out why he's taking too long to pull the lever. It's because he's not worried about the lever. He's trying to plant his algorithm, you know, in the circuitry underneath the lever, but it's not so easy to do that. However, in this game, like, we're following the timeline where no one sees IDOT do this, because this game equates to the first choice path that Anstarry takes in his video. You're able to complete this without trouble. However, there's, like, I might add a mini game that you have to complete to add your algorithm into this. However, after this, unfortunately, you are going to be voted out. IDOT is just gonna be ejected into space. Unfortunate. IDOT was not the imposter. And that's all the other crewmates would see. IDOT was not the imposter. So one imposter remains, and that's true. IDOT is not the imposter. He's something else. And there's something unique about observers, which is that they are the only type that can survive being ejected. Because among your possessions is something that you can, once you're ejected into space, you can press it and then and you're eager to just leave, but your mission is not complete. You've only implanted 2 out of the 3. You still have to implant the 3rd algorithm somewhere on the Skeld. So you have to head, like, back to the Skeld. And you are standing, you know, upside down on the Skeld. I say upside down, but in space, there's no direction. It doesn't matter. But you can still complete your mission by accessing a panel on the outside of the Skeld. And then inside, you can access the circuits, and it's okay. However, unexpectedly, this security drone comes out of the ship. Scanning, threat detected. So it's gonna try and attack. It has these sharp arms that it'll just, like, stab him with. and you have failed in your mission. But you can save game right when he's about to stab you. You jump up, which is actually just floating out into space, and he stabs the ground, and he just like breaks himself. Then you can just resummon your little ship thing and float back, and then you can complete your mission. Then, once that's done, you are free to leave. Your mission has been completed. You have implanted all 3 algorithms on the Skeld. Wonder what those algorithms are going to do. Observers are always there in every crew, watching, waiting. And that's it. That's the end. So that is my Among Us paper computer game, the first ever made. Anyone who wants to use any of these ideas, these characters, these concepts in that I created, at least, in their paper computer games or their paper games, please feel free. Like the Observers or whatever else. IDOT, of course, and Dan the Imposter and the other guy that we meet in the ship, those are all created by Anstarry, and of course the Skeld itself is created by Among Us, but the Observers themselves, those are mine, and you are free to use them however you like. So thanks so much for watching, folks, and yeah,